Hi, K1 crew. I am going to read you a book called Rain, Sun, Wind, Snow, Poems About the Seasons. So this little book here is a collection of poetry that tells us about each season. And on the back it says, changing weather. The weather changes during the year. It's fun to read poems that show the changes. So I want you to be thinking about the different changes that you are seeing in each of the poems. Okay, when I open the cover, I notice that there is a table of contents. And what that means is that it tells you the name of each poem and what page they begin on in the story. So I'm going to go through and read the names of the different poems, and I'll tell you what page they start on. And as I read the names of the poems, I want you to get a picture in your mind of what the poem might be about. The first one is called Rain, Rain, Go Away, and that begins on page 2. So in my mind, I am picturing a rainy day, and I want the rain to go away because I want to go outside. The next one is a sunshiny shower. That starts on page 4. I wonder how a shower could be sunshiny. Splish, splash, spring on page 5. I'm hearing splish and splash, and they make me think that maybe there's puddles to jump in. The next one is called spring on page 6. Then we move into the next season, summer on page 8. Summer heat on page 10. Oh, then it starts to get a little bit of a change. Who has seen the wind on page 12? Then we move into autumn. Autumn leaves on page 14. We've been talking about autumn leaves quite a bit. An autumn greeting on page 16. Ooh, now we're moving into the winter time. Counting snowflakes on page 18. I'm a frozen icicle on page 20. It sounds like a very cold time of year. The little snowman on page 22. And then the last one is called foolish. And that starts on page 24. If something is foolish, that means it's quite silly. So we'll see what that one's about when we get there. All right, this is our first poem. It is called Rain, Rain, Go Away. And typically you read this one as a tune. So I'm going to sing this one to you. And there is a little line right there for somebody's name to be inserted. So I'm going to pick our one of our popsicle sticks and see whose name we're going to do. Landon. So I'm going to say Landon's name when I get to that part of the poem or song, and you can try this one out at home too, and you can use your own name. Rain, rain, go away. Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day. Our friend Landon wants to play. Rain, rain, go away. And I noticed that is a rhyming poem. Away, day, play. Those words all end with the A sound. I wonder if you can think of any other words that would rhyme with away, day, play. Think of another word if you can. Let's take a look at the illustration. Look at those kids. They're stuck inside, looking out, hoping for the rain to stop. Okay. Oh, here's our next one. It's called A Sunshiny Shower. What happens when the sun is out and it's raining? What do you see in the sky? A rainbow, right? A sunshiny shower won't last half an hour. I see the sun up there in the sky, and yet it's still raining. Looks like they're going puddle jumping. Notice what they're wearing and what they have with them. I see he has an umbrella. They're wearing their galoshes or their rain boots and raincoats. It's fun to go outside and go puddle jumping. The next one is called Splish Splash Spring. Slip on your raincoat. Pull on your galoshes. Remember, galoshes are rain boots. Wading in puddles makes splishes and splashes. Look who else got soaking wet in the puddle. The dog. The dog is shaking all the rainwater off of his body and it's going everywhere. Our next poem is called Spring. Pitter patter raindrops falling from the sky. Here is my umbrella to keep me safe and dry. Then it continues over here. When the rain is over and the sun begins to glow, little flowers start to bud and grow and grow and grow. Notice the author repeated the word grow several times. Why would the author repeat that word? Is that because the flowers start growing and then they continue throughout the summer? They certainly need the rainwater to help them grow, don't they? We also had some rhyming words. Sky, dry. And we had glow, grow. Those are rhyming words. Moving into the next season, summer. Ice cream, beaches, sandals, peaches, flowers, flip-flops, picnics, ice pops. Reading, hiking, sweating, biking, summer. Oh boy, this one is called Summer Heat. Look at this boy relaxing. Let's see what it says about the summer heat. In summer, when the days are hot, I like to find a shady spot and hardly move a single bit and sit and sit and sit and sit. That's a lot of sitting. Think about that on a very, very hot summer day and you need to go in the shade to try to keep cool. You might not feel like moving, so you sit and sit and sit. Who Has Seen the Wind? By Christina Rossetti. Who has seen the wind? Neither I nor you. But when the leaves hang trembling, the wind is passing through. Who has seen the wind? Neither you nor I. But when the trees bow down their heads, the wind is passing by. We can't see the wind, but we can see the effects of the wind on what's around us. For example, the trees might bend, especially if it's very windy out, and it makes the leaves fly off the trees. We've talked about this quite a bit. Autumn leaves. Autumn leaves are falling, falling, falling. Autumn leaves are spinning, spinning, spinning. Autumn leaves are floating, floating, floating. Autumn leaves are turning, turning, turning. Autumn leaves are dancing, dancing, dancing. Autumn leaves are blowing, blowing, blowing. Autumn leaves are falling, falling, falling. Autumn leaves are sleeping, sleeping, sleeping. Eventually they rest on the ground, Perhaps you rake them up into a nice big pile to jump in. Any leaves that are left on the ground after you put them in your pile and either put them in the woods, or maybe you have lawn waste pickup at your house, any leaves that are left over will start to become broken down and they'll become part of the soil. So this one was all about the different actions that the autumn leaves were doing. They fall, they spin, they float, they turn, they dance, they blow, they fall, and they sleep. Those are all different actions that the leaves can do. Can you think of any more that the leaves might do? This is called an autumn greeting. "Come," said the wind to the leaves one day, "come over the meadow and we will play. Put on your dresses of red and gold, for summer is gone and the days grow cold." Look at that beautiful illustration of all the colorful leaves blowing in the breeze. That was the wind talking to the leaves in the story. This one is called Counting Snowflakes. Can you count snowflakes as they're falling? Or do they fall so quickly you can't keep up? They just keep going and going. Let's see what the author writes. A million, a billion, a trillion, and still the snowflakes keep coming. It's really a thrill. They swirl down quite quickly right out of the sky, and I just keep counting. I wonder how high. The author used really large number words: million, billion, trillion. I think the author is trying to let us know that there are so many snowflakes, it's difficult to count them all. I'm a frozen icicle. Can you imagine if you were a frozen icicle? I'm a frozen icicle hanging by your door. Oh, here's that frozen icicle hanging by the door. When it's cold outside, I grow even more. Think about in the wintertime, sometimes you might look out your window and see really long icicles hanging down from your roof. When it's warm outside, you'll find me on the floor. Oh, what happened when it got warm outside? When the temperatures go up, the icicles and the snow melt. So it became a puddle of water. The little snowman. A chubby little snowman had a carrot nose. Along came a bunny, and what do you suppose? Let's think about that before I continue reading. What do we already know about bunnies and carrots? That hungry little bunny was looking for his lunch. So he ate that snowman's carrot nose. Nibble, nibble, crunch. Is that what you were thinking would happen? Here's that last one called foolish. Remember I told you foolish means kind of silly? Foolish. Often we are foolish. When it's hot, we want it coolish. When it's cool, we want it hot. Always wanting what is not. Do you feel like that sometimes when it's summertime and you're really, really hot and you just wish that it would snow and you want a big snowstorm so you could cool off? Or when it becomes wintertime and it's very snowy out a lot, maybe there's a big blizzard and you wish that it was summertime again. So the author is trying to tell us that They think it's foolish that we're not enjoying the season that we're in. We're always hoping for a different season or different feelings of other seasons when we're in the season that we're at. All right. I hope you enjoyed these collection of poems. I'll see you later.